Hi, it's Tom with Digital Foundry, and we're back with Just Cause 3. Since this game's December 2015 launch, we've heard reports of the game struggling where framerate is concerned. And with patch 1.05 out this week, we decided now's the time to strike and give this a proper reassessment. We're talking about newer areas, mainly focused on chaotic gameplay, explosions, and basically all the things that make Just Cause 3 great. And we've done our best to compare all of this to patch 1.04 to see if there's been any improvement. Now, most of this feedback is from the PS4 version, so that's the one we're revisiting here. Towards the end though, we'll be dipping into the fully updated Xbox One version as well. Let's start with the Lavanda region then. We're going to glide into this town here and basically let loose with everything we have. And well, yes, we have that 30 FPS lock in place at first, but even the sight of this small town puts both patches at just above 20 FPS. We've synced the gameplay movements up as carefully as we could, though due to uncontrollable variables like NPC movement and the way structures break, there will always be a margin of error. In this case, we're seeing patch 1.05 actually fall visibly lower than 1.04, but it's possible we got unlucky and later synced up tests do show it going the other way around. Either way, it's pretty clear there's no visible improvement with the latest patch. The game does run at 30 FPS while hang gliding between towns, but once you actually arrive at a busy spot, you're looking at between 15 to 25 FPS once things really kick off. It's still not an ideal result. Yes, we are putting strain on Avalanche's engine with all these effects and the physics-based destruction, but this destruction is a big part of what the game's about, and if that core gameplay conceit is consistently producing results like this, then we can understand why people aren't happy with Just Cause 3 on console. In fact, the game's even struggling at points where, on the face of it, there doesn't appear to be much going on. This is the northwest region Roca Blau, where just driving a giant carrier up the cliffside puts us at 25 FPS, and on the return route back down it's even lower. Again, we're seeing 1.05 falling behind here. The variable nature of gameplay comparison means all sorts of things could be causing it, but it's curious to see such a wide differential when the conditions are so closely matched. Just Cause 3 is a game that really fires on all cylinders, and in previous tests we could isolate big strains on PS4's GPU and CPU, and likewise for Xbox One at launch, depending on the level of physics-based action on screen. It's one of the best looking sandbox games to hit consoles, with the obvious drawback being that it's a merciless draw on machine resources. But all said and done, it's a bit of a disappointment PS4 is left running like this, and drops like this occur precisely around the kind of destructive antics the game encourages. It's far less enjoyable than it should be, and 6 months and 5 patches after launch, that framerate is still a big problem. So to wrap up, we thought we'd compare PS4 with the original Xbox One, both fully updated to version 1.05. With both machines patched, performance is again in the same ballpark between the two, sometimes higher on one than the other, but clearly the bottleneck is on that big explosion. It's 25 FPS and under in this Lavanda test, but of course runs at a lower 900p resolution on Xbox One, and the takeaway here is both consoles are very much affected by these extreme drops on 1.05. Anyway, that's about it for now. Of course, we'll be retesting performance on a great number of games using the new Xbox One S, with Just Cause 3 among them, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, do like and subscribe to support what we do at Digital Foundry, and until next time, thanks for watching.